Welcome back to Tiger Hanger. This is Mike, and I'm coming at you with another video. This time I want to talk to you about the weekly news and review for October 27th, 2019. And I already had a whole lot of stuff planned for news before TFCon came along, so there will not be a whole lot of stuff about TFCon, just one or two minor highlights or major highlights. So let's get right into this. First thing, I just want a quick reminder, on November 11th, my partner ShowZ is having a sale, and you're getting up to 5% off your entire order, plus 7% back in points. So the lowest prices around, I just don't see how it gets better than that. But anyway, I'll be on there, I'll be buying some stuff, and as soon as I make mine, I'll include it in a video, the stuff that I got, but I'm starting to see a couple things I'm wanting starting to sell out, so a little nervous on that one, but still, excited for this sell myself. I'll be taking part in it. Let's get into the news. First thing I want to talk about is this KO oversized version of the Weijing MPP-10, and it's cell shaded, and everything cell shaded sells well. If it's cell shaded, it sells well. Now this is the larger 12-inch version, not the regular size version. I actually think that they really need to make a cell shaded regular KO. It would sell even better, I think, if it was. But you know what? Are we going to be getting these with the MP44 mold eventually? I know I talked about it a little bit last week, but it seems like the Jabber, there's a lot of jibber-jabber about Jabber, and Jabber Fans Toys Blur is causing quite a bit of stir. First of all, it seems to be a very good figure. Second of all, it's a bit of a challenging transformation. And third of all, it looks fantastic in alt mode. And so many people don't even want to attempt it. It's crazy. Can't wait to get my hands on it and review it. It's like the biggest buzz until the next one. What, Sheridan? Or Goose? So if you watched my TFCon video, I showed you this picture. This is the representation of Mensor. And this is what they had at TFCon. And I said I have more in my news to talk about X-Transbots Mensor. And here it is. This is a picture that I found before TFCon. I knew we'd see one of these at TFCon. I thought we'd see them both. I thought this was like a preparation for TFCon. But what we're seeing in this is that, well, first off, I don't see that these got any bigger with the redesign. And, well, these aren't fully painted. This is not going to be what it looks like. This is super duper prototype level. And we're supposed to be getting these things in December. I would think it would be closer to a finished one. But if you look at these, you can look at the sheen on the feet doesn't match the sheen on the feet of the one that was showed at TFCon. So these are super prototype level. The other one's even more finished than these. But I don't know why they didn't show a G1 version or the original version that we were all wanting to need to finish our set that we have. But I do want to point out that the individual arms are painted to match the cars that are going on it, so the figures that are going on it. So that, I think that's pretty interesting and impressive. And I start to wonder, I think that you can't just clip in whichever one on each side. It has to match up. It's colored and it clips in a certain way, I'm sure. Be interesting to get this. I can't wait to dial out this set and get it finished. And another thing from TFCon is this MMC Bruticus, and I've talked about it in both my other videos, but I'm starting to think that the proportions are a bit off compared to what I was expecting at first. I don't know, chime in on that, but I do like the individual bots. I think the individual bots really shine with this set. It'd almost be worth getting just to have individual bots because they do look so good. Look at that Swindle. He is right on. We've also gotten some pictures of this King Poseidon. Now this is the Generation Select, so you can order it through Hasbro Pulse. I'm sure there's other places you can get it, but that's the only place I know of. This thing is going to be ridiculous expensive, seeing as how East Lim is like 45 bucks, so you're, I don't know, it's going to be, they say about 200 plus once it's all said and done. And I'm also starting to hear about some upgrade kits that are in development, so we'll be seeing upgrade kits for this thing. So you're looking at like maybe $300 on a chug figure by the time it's all said and done. If that's all, am I hearing all this stuff right? I'm going to go, I got to check the prices and look into all this, but, well, I think a lot of the price is because you have a 6-figure set too. So, I mean, I guess you don't have to get the shark gun thing going on there. And since it's already in my news feed, TFCon's already come, and it's still going on, I guess. But, you know, I was going to talk about this black version of the Sphinx, which is an exclusive. So I have this picture here to show, and then I have this picture here to show of it. And I just thought it was a really cool, clean-looking, elegant figure and an elegant exclusive. And I don't really know what it harkens to, but it also comes in this box. I have this picture to show of this box. It's kind of cool. You know, I think this is the 7th Sphinx that's been at TFCon for an exclusive now. TFCon London, they have so there's a studio series version of the Devastator, movie Devastator. So we're talking like Mars and Venus here. So this guy here, I mean, if you like the way that looks, that's the way that looks. It's not my Devastator, but I know a lot of people really like it. A lot of people do really like that. And it just seems like when something's under glass like that, it's really hard to get a good picture of it. So, got a couple of other pictures to add into that one. But yeah, it's, I think that set's getting pretty close to being complete too. And at that event, they even talked about some good Chug stuff. They talked about the Earthrise figures. So here's more pictures just kind of showing off Earthrise in one lump sum. And then we have Cyberverse Ultra Reveal. And yeah, I think this is a London Comic-Con is what they said it was. So here's some Cyberverse figures. And we have the Cyberverse combining aspect or whatever. But anyway, you know, this is some stuff that's going on like hadn't seen this anywhere else. A lot of news with Legends. This is going to be like a premium paint version of the Magic Squares Legend size Prime, which when I reviewed the regular one, I said the only thing this needs to be awesome is paint. And now it's got paint. Now, I don't exactly like the face. It's just a little too dark, like 2 shades too dark. But aside from that, I think it's a pretty good option. I mean, I'm kind of wishing I hadn't bought the Magic Square one so I could get this one. Now I am wondering, is it going to be worth my trouble to try to sell the original one and get this one? And I don't even know. But it's going to look good next to this premium paint version of New Age Megatron. Now, I didn't know this thing was a thing. Now, I knew that in the promo pics he looked like he had a much shinier paint job. When I started seeing people get the Agamemnon, let's say, are we pronouncing that right? Okay, so I say it Agamemnon.
Agamemnon.
Okay, Agamemnon.
Agamemnon.
Okay, I'm saying that right. And here he is compared to the other one. So you see this really shiny paint job over here on the left versus the kind of plain, bland one on the right. And I have this EX version, the limited edition version, coming in. I'm looking forward to it because it is what I expected. Now, I saw the reveal of this New Age one, and I liked it. And I liked the paint job and the paint scheme and all that. And then, you know, I was just surprised. So, hey, I'm looking forward to getting this thing in hands and review it. Not only that, but you can get a gold one. Yes, the Golden Lagoon. You can get the Golden Lagoon, or you can get a transparent one. Yes. A clear one. Looks like his face isn't clear, which is, I guess, cool. But, yeah, there's not going to be any shortage of recolors of Agamemnon.
Agamemnon.
Y'all remember that company DX9 that used to make Legends figures? Oh, well, they're making their Dinobots again in a different color. And this is kind of like a shattered glass. I don't know. Black version. I think they just called it the black version of them. Anyway, here is a packaging shot of them, and it's going to be sold as a 5-pack. You can get that, pre-order it right now. I'm curious about it. Like, what was the inspiration behind this? I think they look cool, but I'm wondering what inspired it. More Chug news. We're getting the Delta Magnus from the McFans Toys, and I take it that it's just another copy of Magic Square, but of course an upgrade with the Matrix in the chest. And this one, if it looks right, this one actually gets windows in his chest. So how come Ultra Magnus, the strange way they say Ultra Magnus on that figure. How come they didn't get windows in his chest? At least give me some windows to stick on there and look, you know, like it's got windows. Here's some older news that I just haven't seemed to cover, but Starscream, Earthrise, packaging, looks good, looks great. I think this is going to be pretty cool, and I don't think we're going to see all the different color Tetrajets in this mold. We're not going to see the Rainmakers. We're not going to see all of those. So I think it'll simply be Starscream, the Coneheads, and maybe Skywarp and Thundercracker, but look how hard it is to get Skywarp and Thundercracker right now. And Grapple looks good in his packaging and his box. So, yeah, it's going to be exciting when you see these show up on the shelf. It'll be hard to say no. Just say no. It's going to be real hard to just say no. I was about to start talking about Star Wars, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. I didn't want to get ahead of myself. I still want to talk real quick about Fortress Maximus. And one of the things I want to say, Fans Toys making a 40 to 43 inch Fort Max is outstanding. It's awesome. I would have rather seen a Metroplex first, but I understand why they went this route, because they can get this head out, they can get Cerebros out, they can sell you a Cerebros. So you can put them next to your MP44, you can see that they're about the same size or maybe even bigger, who knows, and then get a scale of how big this thing's going to be. And if that is actually a really smart move. And you know what, if anybody pulled this off, it's Fans Toys, that's for sure. But with this massive size of this guy, it's going to have to be sold in parts. So how can you actually buy this thing in pieces and be satisfied with the piece? I don't know. How much would it be? $200 per limb? Or $130 per limb? I'm really interested in seeing the pricing structure. How this is going to get sold. How many sets it's going to take. A, B, C, D, E, G, whatever. Because I know they were trying to charge $450 for a 2-foot tall figure, and this is almost twice the size. So if nobody's competing with them, come on DX9, step up and show yours tomorrow. So first thing Star Wars I always want to talk about is the arrival of the next wave at retail, and there are significantly a lot of issues I have with this. Number one, I was happy I got my hands on them. That's great. But it means they've skipped over 2 waves that never hit retail anywhere in my area, or that I saw anywhere. So the only place to get them was mail order. I mail ordered some of these figures, and they came just beat to crud. I really want to do a video talking about the hardship of even getting your hands on these figures in decent condition. The only way is if you're there at the store when they put them out, which 2 waves, that just was not a possibility because it didn't exist, and or order the whole case. I mean, I really hate that we have to order a whole case, get redundant doubles of figures you don't want. I mean, that sucks. Carryover figures that are selling for $2. I mean, and you're paying the full price. That really sucks. But that's the state of the world we're living in right now, and that's what I'm dealing with over here. So we've got some funny role reversal. Now, we already have the 6-inch Mandalorian, so now they announced the Vintage Collection Mandalorian. So that's kind of a given that it's going to happen, but it's kind of a funny little surprise. They also, it's this Cara Dune character. We're going to get her in the 3 3/4 inch in the Vintage Collection. Here's a little bit better picture of her. And yes, she's going to be in the 3 3/4 inch Vintage Collection. And, you know, it's kind of like, I don't know how much of these new characters I really want to see in the Vintage Collection. Because it does make sense. They're not vintage. Why are they in the Vintage Collection? So, anyway, I understand it too. It'd be kind of interesting. But we're also going to get the 6-inch versions of figures that we haven't seen yet. So here's one of them. We haven't seen this figure in the 6-inch yet, but we knew we would, or I was kind of on the fence on that one, but we knew for sure we would see the Knights of Ren. And of course, we're getting those in 6-inch. So that's pretty exciting. That's pretty cool. We're starting to wonder, would they make the different variations? Because there's supposed to be 5 different Knights of Ren. Are we going to get them all? Are we just going to get the one? You just have to buy a whole bunch of different ones. You know, who really knows? So let me know what you think about this weekly news in review. What else did you find out this week that was outstanding or awesome? Leave it in the comments down below. Like and subscribe, and Titanium Hanger out.